Hello and welcome to another update video about VeChain. VeChain is starting to move higher as well. VeChain has made a new high, a higher high, which is good, and also a higher low here. And it is starting to move out of my target area. So first good signs, still very early days in this uptrend. I have to say that I have to keep repeating it. What we're seeing here is not yet a confirmation of an uptrend, but we can start to become carefully optimistic here about VeChain. I mean, from a chart point of view, and you know that, it has done everything it needed to do. I told you in the last few videos that I really like how this chart developed. It cleared up the correction. The structure is finished. VeChain has done what it needs to do in the correction, and also what we saw appearing here was very similar to what we saw back in the middle of July. Or in the middle of 2021 here, this descending wedge, what you saw back then, and you see it again here, which is typically a bullish reversal pattern. So again, we saw that happen here. We saw the breakout, and VeChain is performing really well. And that target area obviously down there in yellow, VeChain reached it perfectly. We talked about this since November or end of November, and it was reached. From that point of view, everything's fulfilled. And I'm very happy. You know, the chart has done what it needs to do, and it starts to turn around now in the region between the 88.7% Fib level and the 78.6% Fibonacci level. However, there is no confirmation yet. We need to see a larger 5-wave move up, then an ABC, and then I will tell you with confidence that the low was already in. But as you know, I already used this area, and I told you that I used this area here to buy VeChain heavily. My buy orders were triggered. Of course, I always have another buy order a little bit lower, but if that doesn't trigger, what will I do? I will just wait for the next possible entry as soon as I get confident that the low is in, okay? And there will always be another entry, you know. Of course, there will not be another entry necessarily when you're already in new all-time high area, but it's getting very, very interesting now. Zooming out a little bit, we can see even more how very early days it still is. Just look at where we're coming from. Even that wave B, which was part of the correction, only took us all the way up to 19 cents. Generally here, that was, I think, the all-time high back at around 28 cents. And that is at the minimum what I would expect in that next major wave up, but actually even more. The minimum actually based on the Fibonacci extensions would take us to 45 cents. That is the absolute minimum for the next wave 3. And it can even take us all the way up to 72 cents, and that would even be more than a 10x, but that is more the optimistic way. However, the 45 cents is an absolute minimum as well, so just to be aware of that. Next resistance on the way here, after we made that new high, which is fantastic. VeChain's next significant resistance level, and that is what I told you already in the last video, is pretty much that 6 cent level, 6.1 cent level. I think that is the 78.6% Fib level, at 6.1 cent. And if we break that, I would expect significant price increases all the way up to 10.2 cents, the beginning of the wedge. Because if you break out of such a wedge pattern, and we talked about the breakout here on this channel before it happened, if you break out of such a wedge pattern, you would typically expect the as a price target the beginning of the wedge, and that would be that 10.2 cent level. And then we've got also here the 11 or 10.9, 10.8 cent level. That is the 61.8% Fib level, and then you're already close to moving to that wave B high. So you know, as soon as you're back in a sustainable uptrend, massive price increases are expected here for VeChain. You know, I need to make that clear. It's not yet confirmed that the correction is completed, but it has in a very nice way completed all the requirements to complete the correction, and all we can do now is wait. And that again shows us how important patience is in this market, because we waited. I told you we have to wait until the target area is reached. Then we had to wait to get back out of the target area, which is now, and now we have to wait for new all-time highs. Everything basically has been going according to plan here with VeChain. It might really be turning around now. Now again, it's too early to say that, but we have a very nice W pattern here. We have a higher low, we even have a higher high. So all of that is really on a good way. The indicators are looking healthy as well. And as I said before, VeChain, in contrast to Bitcoin, for example, has fulfilled all the requirements to complete the correction. What I'm waiting for next, I mean, we already had that bullish crossover on the 4-day chart MACD. The RSI still has a lot of scope for further upside. What I'm really waiting for now is here that 4-day chart ADX and DI. Oh, a crossover. Yeah, the last time we had a sustainable crossover, that was back here. That was also here August 21. And that was when we moved all the way up to 18 or 19 cents, yeah. And then before that, obviously, when we had it, we moved to new all-time highs. So looking interesting, looking good. Still, overall, very attractive prices for VeChain, in my opinion. But yeah, I think we obviously were already lower. But this is still an area where I personally would buy VeChain. Yeah, absolutely. Given that the price expectation for the next major wave up would be at a minimum 45 cents. Thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you liked the update about VeChain. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.